So share a voice. To what degree people are talking about you? Are people saying things about your brand? If you're a small retailer, they may not be saying anything. But if you're a large retailer, you may find a tremendous amount of content online. So tone of voice, negative or positive sentiment. So, if there were 100 comments in a given week, what percentage of those were positive, which percentage of those were negative? So the sentiment analysis. And then finally, trends over time. So are you trending in a more positive manner as far as the comments? Or are you trending more in a negative? And in the way that you can look at this and measure, I'm going to show you here very specifically how to go and track this stuff. But it could be a scenario where, okay, well, last week we had 67 online comments or status updates or just tweets about our brand. There was 42 positive, there were some neutral ones, and then the rest negative. So it's something that you may want to think about. And if you go launch this type of a strategy full steam, you definitely want to go look at how things are trending. So here's where I kind of jump into some of the tools. So there's two very specific web tools that I want to show you here. And Social Mention is one, and then also WorkStreamer is the other. So I'm just going to log out here, and I'm going to go to Social Media first. So Social Mention. So this is a tool. What it'll do is it amalgamates all the kind of mentions and things about your brand across the web, and it starts to give you a bit of a readout. So, some of you may still be following my screen. Some of you may have already jumped onto this site to follow your own brand. But we'll do a test here. We'll go Loblaws. Actually, we'll go Staples. So Loblaws is, I always use Loblaws as an example. Okay, so we'll go Staples. And let's see. Now, there'll be, obviously this isn't geo-based, so it's information from all over the web. And let's see what people are saying across the universe. So again, this is a great little tool. It is free, and I highly recommend it if you're looking at ways just to listen and just to even stay up to date on what's being said. This could be a great tool for you. So this is just it's just loading the content. While I'm waiting for this one, the other one I'm going to show you is my personal favorite, and it's a site called WorkStreamer. And WorkStreamer is a new program, and it is free. You can log in, and what it allows you to do is actually track specific, your specific company names and what's being said. So it even links in with your LinkedIn account. So when you're connected to on LinkedIn, it'll show any changes there. And let's see, it says found 17 messages for Best Buy Canada. So let's look at the top tweets. So here's Best Buy Canada. Your customer service in Greek Scott are, whoops, rude. That's all right. Not everyone's always happy about your brand. Let's see here. What else we got? Best Buy only company with sensible notice on their website about iPhone 4 available. There's a beauty, right? So that's a great one. So the idea here is what you can do is this is a great way to go and amalgamate all the information that's being said about your brand across the web in one place, and then also incorporate it with your own personal LinkedIn information. So it starts to give you a bit of a feed on anything that's going on around the web. So as I scroll down here a little bit, you can see a variety of different things. You can see 2 job postings on Indeed. Job trends as far as the numbers of jobs. Now this is taking it all over from all over the web. Here's another one here, some messages. So again, every day it's going to give you a readout of what was being said. So I highly recommend if you want to start paying attention to what's being said about your brand, this may be a great tool and a great way to start. So I highly recommend this one. And again, just showing some other brands here that are on here. So what I'll do, and I'm just going to go right back to, so here it is. So here's the Social Mention tool. So again, this is another free one, and it's like a search engine. It's similar to Google. And what you're able to do is a couple things. You can sign up for an RSS feed, so this just comes to you automatically, or an email alert. So that's a great way to set this up. So you can see here there's stuff on Facebook. Now, here's where a lot of people are a little bit surprised. Now, this isn't has to do with Staples, the brand. This is I got my Staples out, so that one's not really critical. But what you've got here is it actually goes and searches for even Facebook status updates. So let me go type in one more brand here, and I know we had. Loblaws. So I'm going to do the Loblaws one because there's always lots of content on Loblaws. So I'm going to give this a second to load here, but just going back into the WorkStreamer tool. So again, I mean, you can look at, it's a little bit different interface. It's kind of whatever you like the best, and it essentially kind of centralizes everything for you. So there's a lot of value to this, and what was really important at the listening section for everyone was not what to listen for, but really how to go listen. And these two free tools are the two best ones that I've seen on the web to really go find out what's being said. And the cool thing about it is when you find something great, you can actually go and quickly share those messages. So if you find something that you want to retweet or share on your Facebook fan page, you can literally go and share it immediately right from there. So it gives you kind of an installed system to go and share content through your own channels that are being set on the web. So that's where the advantages to WorkStreamer comes in, is because you can plug in your actual accounts. And let's see what's come up here. Okay, so here's somebody who's got a Loblaws HR presentation today, reading coupons. So this is really, so again, the Facebook piece is important because most people assume that Facebook is totally closed off, but there's still a fairly high percentage of individuals that don't hide a lot of their content. So this will in fact go log in and actually show this individual's Facebook page. So you can see here, I'm not too sure why it's not coming up. Oh, it's because we're not logged in, so I won't log in under the person's computer here. But you can go use this tool to go track down Facebook comments, and it's more the status updates more than anything. Okay, so, and I'll kind of pop back into the slideshow here. So again, Social Mention and WorkStream are two great tools. So how to join the conversation. So, listening to what's being said and respond when appropriate. So the first thing you'd want to do is set yourself up with one of those two tools and then decide, okay, what's being said about our brand and then how to respond appropriately. The key thing here is to find ways to reward those who speak well of you in an honest fashion, address those who spread misinformation. So when you think about individuals saying, I love Cal Tire, or I love Safeway, or I love Best Buy, and I had a great interview at Best Buy, or I just got the job. That's an opportunity for you to be able to go, see that information in one centralized place, and send them a tweet, retweet it. Let them know that they're, you appreciate their brand ambassadorship. So very simple way to do it. And I think sometimes when I talk to companies about this stuff, it comes across being extremely complicated, and it seems like it's almost like a math algorithm. But it can be as simple as using one of these free tools to centralize all the comments that are being made online, and then choosing to share or send a message to people that are saying something great about you. Engaging in the conversation. So a couple of things to mention here. Listen to your competition as well as your current customers and what's being said. So current customers is maybe a little bit more if you were a B2B, but the whole theory here is listen to what's going on. I would recommend that, if there's other retailers you compete against for talent, I'd highly recommend that you listen to what's being said about their brand as well. And then listening to the current consumers that shop at your retail locations, but also you'll find some great content about people saying, I just got a new job at so-and-so company, and it's a great way to be able to go and connect with those people. But the key thing is listen to who you think your customers are, your candidates, and then also your competition. And I mention customers because you think about a candidate, every candidate or applicant that a retailer gets is essentially a customer, and that's an opportunity to go build some brand affinity with them through the application process. So I speak a lot when I do these sessions around customers because I think it's very important to understand the correlation between a candidate and a customer, and also driving revenue within those specific locations. Because if someone has a great experience with you and they're an active candidate and they've applied at 5 different retailers, and you're the one that looks after them the best, whether they get hired or not, I truly believe that helps to drive sales and build brand affinity for that matter. The next one is, social media conversations or dialogues and even multi-logs where others listen to your one-on-one conversation. So, it's one thing for someone to put a status update on Twitter, or for example saying, just had a great interview at Cal Tire, for example. Well, if you respond to that and saying, great, I hope, good luck, maybe you send it from Cal Tire Careers saying, good luck, good luck in the interviews. not only are you having that conversation, but thousands of other people can also go view that conversation. So social media is about building long-term lasting relationships with potential candidates, and I think that's a key message here is it's when you listen, you're listening to what's going on to give you intelligence on the market, and you're listening to find opportunities to turn negative experiences into positive ones and to promote those positive ones and to thank those quote-unquote super fans for being brand ambassadors. What's critical to think about, though, is when you think about your Facebook fan pages or your Twitter pages, is these are opportunities for, these are people that are applying to your job on a job board. These are individuals who are interested in your brand and they want to stay in touch. So think of Twitter, think of Facebook and LinkedIn and so forth as these ways to go build long-term lasting relationships. Listen for and respond to positive and negative comments. It multiplies the good vibes around your employment brand. So you're going to have a conversation. One of our clients right now we've been talking with, and what the decision we need to go make is if someone says something great about their brand, can we go retweet that out on the employment brand page? Because our view on it is if someone's got something great to say and they had a great customer experience, that is phenomenal brand employment brand content. So there's a lot of this going on. The negative comments that get made, and again, this may be more rooted in marketing in your organization, but if someone says I had a bad interview, or I sat there and waited for 45 minutes in the front lobby for an interview, that may be an opportunity then for you to say, listen, we apologize, send us an email, let's get you rescheduled for an interview. So some basic stuff, and it's really tough to, I know people are always concerned about screwing this up or damaging their brand. It's really tough to. I mean, you almost do more damage to your brand by not responding to that individual that just said they were upset about their interview process. So I want you to kind of put that into perspective. Is there's very little risk on sending someone a message, and again, you get this information right through either WorkStreamer or social mention, and you're able to then go respond and tweet to these people and send messages right through those systems once they're connected to your social profiles. And the final thing is the best social media programs take the online world and move it to the offline world. So that's great that that someone goes and follows you on Twitter, or that's great that someone joins your Facebook fan page, or that's great that they share content. But if you can't go and convert that into great applicants and great hires, then essentially your social media program is disconnected. So I think what's very important when you think about engaging in a conversation is every time you engage in a conversation, it should be rooted back to kind of one thing. I mean, you're always building your employment brand through these exercises, but what's your goal? Your goal is to hire and make great hires in your organization. I think sometimes we can lose sight of that in the sense that we think about, great, we got a Twitter page, Facebook fan page, we're doing all this, we're creating content, we feel good about it, but we can't lose sight to the core objective here of driving great employment brand content out to ultimately drive applicants and make phenomenal hires and build a better workforce. And I think that that's really critical. These are strategies and tools similar to posting a job. Tweeting your jobs is another way to drive in talent. So I just want to make sure that point was underpinned in this presentation here. So the next section here is how to go turn promoters or followers into promoters through great content. So understand taxonomy. I'm going to explain each one of these sections here in a second. Seek content inspiration. Understand your frequency ecosystem. Test and track, and finally tweak and repurpose. So I'm going to give you a very specific set of guidelines here on how to go create content. Now, I'm not going to tell you what a great video looks like. I'm not going to tell you what a great tweet looks like or a great Facebook status update looks like, but I want to give you a framework on things to think about when building this stuff. So understanding taxonomy, so the words and phrases used to describe your product or services, or more particularly your jobs and careers. So when creating content, you've got to make sure that every piece of content that you create is including these relevant keywords and search phrases. And why this is critical is that Google and Bing and Yahoo, all the search engines are now picking up social content. So I'll give you an example here. So I'm just going to go and pop into Google here, and okay. So here's what I mean. So when you think about content, you go store manager jobs. So you see what's coming up here, and then what you can actually do is when you've got